Hey, Boomba, where is your friend? Can you go and find him and find whether he's coming or not, or we should just leave?
I'll go get him.
Boomba, why did you refuse to go and get your friend from school?
So that they can leave me again. Last time, I went to get Malaika, and when I came back, they had already left.
Why? What happened?
One day, we were sitting here. Then we realized that one of the pupils was missing. So Tisha Mary asked one of us to go and get her. I volunteered.
Oh, you like her, don't you? You must miss her now that she has transferred.
Do you want to hear the story or not?
Fine then, sorry, continue.
I got off the bus and entered into the school gate. And the minute I entered the school gate, I had Chuma rev up the bus. I turned and saw Chuma giving me a mean face, and the more I kept looking at him, the meaner his face became, and his face soon turned into a monster. What was worse was that when I turned to look at Teacher Mary, her face too had turned to become a monster. And when she gave me her smile, the teeth looked like Dracula's, and the bus zoomed off flying. In my confusion, I started running after the bus, but it was all in vain as it was moving at a supersonic speed. All I could hear was Teacher Mary's and Chuma's monster laughter. I knew I had to find a way to save my friends, but first I had to find Malaika, who was somewhere in the school. I entered the school compound and immediately the gate slammed shut behind me. That was weird, I said to myself. I went back and tried to open the gate, but it would not open. I decided to go find Malaika. The watchman wasn't at the gate, which was strange. And suddenly, I saw someone in a watchman uniform, and I tapped his shoulder. And the minute he turned, I was shocked out of my socks. The watchman had a monster face too, just like Teacher Mary and Chuma the driver. I was so scared and started moving back slowly by slowly. Suddenly, I broke into a run towards the gate. The watchman was hot on my heels. When I arrived at the gate, I tried opening the gate, but it refused. The monster got closer and closer. It let out a mighty high-pitched laugh. Scared as I was, I let out a mighty shriek. I looked right and left, wondering where to run. Just then, I saw an arm waving at him on the left side. I ran for it, but when I got there, I was shocked by what I saw. She too had a monster face. I screeched to a halt and wanted to turn back, but she told me to stop and listen to her. She told me how an older pupil from class 8 had used his science project on her, the watchman, Teacher Mary and Chuma. She told me how he had convinced her to drink the juice. Since he was the head boy, he would hang out with her and people would say she was cool. He also convinced her to give the juice to the watchman, Teacher Mary, and the driver Chuma. She reluctantly agreed to. Minutes later, she saw the watchman's face turn into a monster. Likewise to Teacher Mary, the driver Chuma. The head boy saw what he had done to Teacher Mary, Chuma, the watchman, and Malaika. Thoroughly pleased with his work, he gulped down the remaining fluid. He too started developing a monster face. Meanwhile, Malaika looked at herself in the mirror. She could not help crying when she saw the state of her face. When she composed herself, she let me know that the monster face was harmless. This was a relief to me. But we had to find a way to get Malaika back into her pretty face. So we walked into the science lab to find the head boy. He too had a monster face and laughed heartily, thinking that I too wanted a monster face. He quickly handed me a drink and I declined. I looked round the room and saw a container returned back to normal. I quickly made myself invisible and he approached the container and picked it up. then swept Malaika off her feet and left the room, leaving the monster confused. I then helped Malaika drink the liquid and approached the watchman, who did not want to drink up. I made myself invisible and forced the watchman's mouth open. I went back to the head boy and did the same. He was very angry at being turned back to normal.
And what about Chuma and Chameri?
They had to go back to their homes, but the next day we went to their homes and gave them the drinks.
Oh, that was a very good story, Bomba. A very perfect excuse for not coming out of the bus.
Oh, thanks. But Malaika learned her lesson not to do things just because other people are doing it and that they say it's cool.